Hi, my name is Tim Royers, and I want to speak to you as a proud Millard alum, as the 2016 Nebraska Teacher of the Year, and as a parent of a Millard student to encourage you to vote yes for MPS. But we have to do more than just vote yes. As I tell my kids in government class, voting is not the end of our civic engagement, it should simply be the beginning. We've already seen an outpouring of community support from our schools and for voting yes on this levy override. There are over 2,000 signs out in our community. The Facebook page for the Yes campaign has over 2,200 likes. There were hundreds of people that turned out at the rally last Thursday to kick off the campaign. And those all show tremendous support for our schools. But we got to remember something. Something like 70,000 ballots were mailed out for this election. So those 2,000 in signs, those 2,200 likes, that accounts for 3% of the potential votes. So we have a great start, but we need to ride that momentum. We need to keep building. What we need now is to take that start and begin having conversations. Talk to the people that don't have signs or that don't follow on social media, that might not even know why there is an election. A lot of folks don't read the public pulse or see the impassioned letters defending the need for this override. And it is on us as supporters of this override to reach out to the community. Just ask yourself, what if your one conversation is the difference maker? What if your one conversation, what if your explanation of why the district needs this additional revenue sparks another conversation and another? Literally 205 votes. That was the difference when Westside had their election this past September. Let's not take that chance, Millard. Let's make sure we're out there and that the whole community stands behind this. Too much is at stake for us to not engage our neighbors, to not talk to our coworkers, to not reach out to our friends that live in Millard. Supporters of this vote have vigorously defended the reasons for a yes vote anytime questions are raised. But ask yourself, when have you ever changed your mind about an issue because someone you didn't know managed to beat you in a Facebook debate? We have the facts on our side for this override, but we're not in the business to win a debate with facts. We're doing this to build empathy and understanding, to develop support for our schools. I've heard lots of arguments for why people should vote no. They'd say that, well, kids have laptops, so they must be doing fine. But those laptops, those were provided through a donation by the Millard Public Schools Foundation. I've heard that Millard doesn't need this because schools like Millard North just got done with their renovations. But not only were those renovations necessary, they were paid for by a bond. And bonds can't be used to pay for year-over-year expenses like salary for staff. I've heard that Millard's going to be fine because the lumberyard just got finished. And that new property, that's going to give them the property tax revenue they need. But the lumberyard used what's called tax increment financing. So Millard won't actually see any property tax dollars from that project for quite some time. I've also heard that Millard just needs to toughen up, tighten its belt, make cuts. But since 2010, we've cut over 50 positions. Just this year, we lost half a position in my department. And for the first time in my teaching career, I have classes with more than 30 kids in it. Again, the facts are on our side. What we need to do is reach out to folks in the community and make them understand why this is so important, why this 0.09% increase in our property taxes are worth it, why paying more is worth it to keep our schools great. Make them understand this will prevent Millard West and Millard South from potentially losing the block schedule, that this levy override will prevent Millard North from potentially losing their 0 and 8 hour, that this levy override will prevent middle schools from potentially losing plan time for their teachers, or even having to go back to the junior high model. And most importantly, that this levy override, make them understand it will prevent teachers from losing their jobs, which is a very real possibility if this levy override is unsuccessful. We decided a long time ago in this country that it is up to the community as a whole to take on the awesome responsibility of educating the next generation, and we cannot slip in that critically important mission. Millard does not just benefit the families who have students attending its schools now. It helps attract businesses, encourages people to relocate to our great city. It helps keep the national spotlight on our incredible community. Look, at the end of the day, we didn't create this problem. A broken funding system down in Lincoln did. But the education of our children it's too great of an issue for us to just sit on our hands and wish that Lincoln would fix it. This community is resilient. Millard is determined. Its residents stand by each other. So let's stand by our community now. We may not have created this problem, but we sure as heck are going to fix it. So don't just vote yes for MPS. Call for MPS. Talk for MPS. Write postcards for MPS. Move past your circle of friends that agree and support and have already voted yes for this override. Reach out to the other people in your life and encourage them to vote yes too. We don't just want this to pass. We want to send a statement that Millard stands by its children, that Millard stands by the value of a strong public education and stands by maintaining a strong community long into the future. My name is Tim Royers. As the 2016 Nebraska Teacher of the Year, as an alum, as a proud Wildcat, and most importantly, as a parent, I'm asking you, don't just vote yes for MPS, take action for MPS. Let's make this a successful vote. Thank you.